It's April 24th, and the strange side of history awaits. Today, we have a predator hidden in plain sight, an island poisoned for generations, and a machine that opened our eyes in space. Let's begin. On April 24th, 2018, detectives were closing in on a man who had already disappeared once, without ever leaving. For decades, California lived in fear of a figure only known as the Golden State Killer. He struck at night, slipping through unlocked windows, watching and waiting, and then suddenly he stopped. No arrest, no body, just silence. It was as if he simply chose to vanish. But decades later, investigators tried something new. They took DNA from an old crime scene and ran it through a public genealogy base, building a family tree from a distant relative who had no idea what they were connected to. Branch by branch, the tree narrowed until it led to one name, Joseph James D'Angelo, a former police officer. Detectives began watching him quietly. They didn't knock on his door. They didn't confront him. Instead, they waited. One night, they collected something he had thrown away, DNA, and it matched. The man who lived unnoticed for decades was no longer invisible. He was arrested outside of his suburban home, where neighbors knew him nothing more as an old, ordinary man. In 2020, he confessed to 13 murders, dozens of assaults, and years of terror. The most unsettling part, he didn't escape, he just stopped and then blended in. On April 24th, 1990, a man stepped onto the island that had been forbidden for nearly half a century. Gruinard Island had once looked like any quiet stretch of the Scottish coast, but in 1942, the height of World War II, it had become something else entirely, a testing ground. British scientists brought sheep into the island and detonated experimental bombs filled with anthrax spores. The goal was simple: to see if they could make a biological weapon that could silently wipe out life, and it worked. The sheep died quickly, but the real horror, it was what couldn't be seen. The spores seeped into the soil and stayed there. For decades, the island was sealed off, marked with warnings. Wind carried it all over the place and had become quietly, invisibly dangerous, earning the name Anthrax Island. Then finally, in the 1980s, crews attempted the unthinkable, washing the island clean with hundreds of tons of chemical solution, drenching the island in an effort to kill what had lingered beneath. And on April 24th, 1990, it was declared safe. But even now, the story leaves the question hanging in the air. When a place like that has been poisoned for so long, can it ever truly be clean? On April 24th, 1990, a spacecraft lifted slowly into the sky carrying something that was meant to change how humanity saw the universe. The Space Shuttle Discovery roared into orbit, deploying the Hubble Space Telescope, a machine designed to see deeper into space than ever before. For the first time, we would look beyond the limits of Earth and finally see it clearly, or so they thought. At first, the images that came back were wrong. Stars weren't sharp, galaxies blurred into soft, unfocused shapes. The most advanced telescope ever built wasn't working. Somewhere deep inside the design, a flaw had been hiding. A microscopic error in the mirror, just 2.2 microns, had quietly distorted everything it saw. To the public, it became a symbol of failure, drifting silently above Earth. And then, in 1993, astronauts aboard the Space Shuttle Endeavour performed a dangerous repair mission, installing corrective optics, essentially giving the Hubble a new set of eyes. The images returned, and this time they were perfect. Galaxies sharpened, and the stars snapped back into focus. The darkness of space suddenly revealed structure and depth. It showed us how vast the universe really is, and how small we are inside it. Another day, another strange bite from history. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your next eerie dose is just a day away.